Yes, students. The last class we have seen about the voltage quality and the effects of the voltage quality. Also, we have seen about the apart from the especially when you see about the voltage side. Yeah. When you see about the voltage side, apart from the magnitude reduction, there will be a phase jump also. The phase angle jump or the phase jump is due to the XPR ratio and the transformation of fault from higher voltage to the lower voltage by the transformer. Because of that, we will be having the phase jump. We have seen one of the example of this particular example one, and then we have seen like how about the transformation of the fault. If it is a fault has been occurred in the primary side, how does it reflect to the secondary side? We have observed like the one of the an example there with respect to the primary voltages, the secondary voltages is having a phase shift. You can see here the VC2. Yeah, here if you see here the VC1 voltage and VC2 voltage, there is a phase shift. And even with the VB2 also, we will be having the, when you compare with the VB1 and VB2, there is a phase shift also. That was one of the problem which we have seen in the last class. In today's class, we try to see one more problem, okay, by considering a different fault other than a single line to ground fault. Okay, here this is an example which is of the three-phase transformer of the DY1 type transformer with 1:1 a turns ratio, with 1:1 turns ratio. Okay. Yeah. The capital D is representing to the primary side of the transformer. The small y is represented to the secondary side of the transformer is star connected. The D, capital D, is the primary side which is of delta connected. The number 1 indicates, this 1 indicates the dy1, this 1 indicates the secondary voltage lags the primary voltage by 30 degrees. Lags the on the primary side, we have a we got here the VA1 0 and VA1 positive, VA1 negative. These are the voltages. The type of the transformer which we have selected is the DY1. The DY1, first thing is it is not a grounded system, and the point is in the delta in the D connection, the D type of the transformer. There won't be transformation of the voltages of zero sequence voltage from the primary to the secondary, because there is no such a path to allow the zero sequence component of voltage or even the current also, because there is no such a transformation to the secondary side, because it is the delta connection of the transformer. You have a neutral which is circulating over here in this paths also, and then this is this Y doesn't have this neutral also. There is no such a neutral over there also. So the zero sequence components will not transfer to the secondary side. Will not transfer to the secondary side, as this transformer connection will prevent the flow of a zero sequence quantity. Then the the positive sequence and negative sequence voltages of the primary side of the transformer. Okay, of the transformer. Okay, this 51. Actually, you can refer this particular test book, S.P. Anderson Analysis of Faulted Power Systems. There, he was discussed about this particular point of this point. Okay, this particular point. Okay, one thing is we know that the positive sequence of the rotation, how does it looks like also. Okay, one thing, minus 30 degrees, it is obvious. Okay, whereas the negative sequence itself only, it is a 30 degrees phase shifted with respect to the negative sequence voltages of the primary side. That alone the point which you need to consider it also. See, then the zero and positive then by this points, the zero, positive and zero sequence voltages are VA2 0 is 0, VA2 positive, the VA1 positive voltage into e power of minus j30. We are just added the phase minus 30 degrees lag. We have added to the positive sequence voltage of VA2, VA1 plus e power of j minus 30. Then the negative sequence voltage of VA2 minus is written as VA1 minus of e power of j30, e power of j30. That is now as 0.33 at an angle of 0, 0.33 at an angle of 0 can be written as 0.33 at an angle of minus 30 degrees. Whereas 0.33 minus 120 degrees can be written as 0.33 at an angle of minus 90 degrees. Now, these are the secondary side. These are the secondary side sequence voltages. Sequence voltages. Okay. One thing is the VA02 is 0 because there is no transformation of the neutral current also. But VA2 and VB2, VA2 and then this VB2 has a phase shift of minus 30 degrees positive sequence, whereas negative sequence is plus 30 degrees. Even if it is, if you take about a D by 3, suppose if you take about a kind of a transformer of D by 3, in that case, the positive sequence voltage is of e power of the positive sequence of voltage of VA1 positive e power of minus of j at 90 degrees. This is of VA2 positive sequence. And negative sequence will be VA3 negative sequence, sorry, VA2 negative will be, VA2 negative will be, is of VA1 negative sequence voltage e power of j 90 degrees. This way, we need to go for the D by 3 kind of a transformer. D by 3 is, the 3 is referred to the secondary voltage is lagging by, secondary voltage lags by 90 degrees with the primary voltage. That's what we have gone to the positive sequence, whereas the negative sequence is leading the voltage. Now, these voltages are the sequence voltages. We need to convert back to the ABC voltage. Again, we need to go for the inverse transformation. That is, VABC voltages is having the T inverse, the transformation inverse of again this VABC of a positive sequence. Sorry, maybe you can take for a zero sequence and then positive sequence and then the negative sequence. Once after we do this, the transformation, we are going to get these voltages. VA2 has 0.58 at an angle of 60 degrees, 0.58 at an angle of 60 degrees. VB2 has 0 at an angle of 0 degrees. VC2 has 0.58 at an angle of 120 degrees. If you recollect this, the VA1 voltages, VB1 voltages, VC1 voltages, the VA1 is 0 voltage and is 0 voltage and one angle of minus 120 degrees, the plus 120 degrees. These are the voltages which are referred to the primary side. These are the referred to the primary side. Now these voltages are of secondary side voltage. These are referred to the secondary side voltage. You can observe over here, which is 1 at an angle of 120 degrees has converted to 0.5 at an angle of 120 degrees. There is no phase shift, there is only the magnitude direction. But when you see this VA1, we have gone to this 0.58 at an angle of minus 60 degrees. The pre-sag voltages of VA1 may be 1 per unit on the primary side also, maybe, okay, on the secondary side. I mean, this is the reference I'm taking it. It is not maybe of 1 at an angle of 0 with this is the reference which is of secondary voltage. Okay. Okay. Because now it is a D by 1 transformer. When obviously when you have a D by 1 transformer on the primary side of the voltages, if this is the primary voltage, then your secondary voltage is going to lag by the 30 degrees. That, I mean, will be going to lag by the secondary voltage by 30 degrees, maybe 1 at an angle of minus 30 degrees. With respect to this, I mean, I have taken exactly the voltages here. Okay, 1 at an angle of 0, 1 at an angle of minus 30 degrees. With respect to this 1 at an angle of minus 30 degrees, we got around 0.58 at an angle of maybe 0.58 at an angle of minus 60 degrees over here. Okay, this is the phase jump, which we can observe as phase jump. But actually, what I've given over here it is, I've given the reference as this particular, the VA1 is equal to 0 and VC1 is equal to 0. These are the primary voltage VB2. Okay, with reference to this. And also I consider the secondary voltages also, the dotted are at a reference at a 0 also. When you see with respect to this, the dotted line, we have a phase shift of minus 60 degrees of VA2, 0.58 minus 60 degrees. VC2 is 0.58 at an angle of 120, whereas VB2 is same. With these examples, it is clear that there will be a phase jump apart from the magnitude direction. And also one thing you can observe, right? The fault is a double line to ground fault. The fault is a double line to ground fault. But as such, like if you see over on the secondary side voltages, you have this voltage is 0 and VA2 voltage magnitude has been reduced. The phase jump is there and VC2 is also has been decreased to 0.5. With this, you cannot even judge it as to a double line to ground fault, what has been occurred in the primary side. By observing the secondary voltage, we cannot able to judge what kind of the type of the fault has been occurred in a system also. Okay, because once you have once the transformation of the fault, that is especially the voltages, whenever the fault has been occurred on the primary side, if you transform this voltage to the secondary side, it may not be going to if you transform these voltages of a fault which is occurred on the primary side, if you transform the voltages to the secondary side during the fault on the primary side, then you cannot even sense the fault occurred on the primary side by looking into the secondary side voltages. Okay, if you are able to measure the primary side voltage only, with that only we can give the clarity like what kind of the fault has been occurred in a system. Okay. So far, what we have seen it is the transformation of the fault or the phase angle jump due to the transformation of the fault from higher voltage to the lower voltage. Based upon that, there are the different types of voltage sags have been categorized. But generally, we have a single line to ground fault, SLG, a double line fault, LLG fault, double line to ground fault, and then the three-phase symmetrical fault. We have these are the faults which have been available. Okay, based upon that, and based upon the transformation of the fault to from the voltage sags description I've given is here. It is single line to ground fault, double line to ground fault, and then line to line fault, and then the three-phase fault. Based upon this, and based upon the transformer connection and the load connections, one more thing is the voltage sags are classified into 7 types depending on the fault types of transformer connections and the load connections. Okay, we can refer this third one is the reference is the understanding power quality problems textbook, which is of Math H. Bullen, Math H. J. I think so. Math H. J. Textbook also. Okay. Okay. Because of this, we have a type A, type B, and then type C, and we have here it is type D and type E, type F, type G. As shown in here, we'll just go through this faults with the phasor. How does it looks like also? Okay. Here, the type A is a balanced symmetrical voltage sag. This is the type A, which is a balanced symmetrical voltage sag, which occurs due to the three-phase fault, And other type of are unbalanced or unsymmetrical sags. And the other types are unbalanced and unsymmetrical sags. Okay. Type B and type E sags. Type B and type E sags. Type B and E are the sags. These are one thing. This is the single line to ground fault, whereas type E is LLG fault. Type E is LLG fault respectively. The reason for this type of sag is because the fault consists of a zero sequence component, which is generally not transformed to the lower voltages, and in delta connected equipment it does not exist. Also. No, as such, like this particular point, I'm not sure about it also. I mean, I need to look into that. One thing is in the delta connected equipment, it is obvious, like um, there is no transformation of the zero sequence component current. But I'm not sure about this particular point, not transferred to the lower voltages. Okay. Yeah. A type C sag is occurs to the line to line fault, LL fault in a system. We have around A fault, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. This is type A is symmetrical fault. This B is a three-phase fault here. B is a line to ground fault, LG fault, whereas the E fault is LLG fault, whereas type C fault is double L fault. Then what about this particular D? What about this particular D and D and then F and then the G? Okay. These particular D and F G fault are all because of the transformer connection and also the load connection. Okay. These sags, I mean, they have given it, these sags mainly depend on the transformer winding connection between the fault location and the equipment. These sags mainly depends on the transformer winding connection between the fault location and the equipment also. Okay. The type D sag occurs due to the transformation of type C sag from higher to lower voltages to the transformer. This type D, as I mentioned in that. And types of sag, this is type D, is the fault and due to the transformation of a fault of C to D. C to D. When it is transformed to the line-to-line ground fault through a transformer connection, we'll be getting that type D sag occurs. Whereas type F sag occurs due to the type E transformation from higher voltage to the lower voltage level. Okay. This type this type of the sag is due to the double line to ground fault. Type G sag occurs due to the transformation of double line to ground fault from higher voltage to the lower voltages of the transformer. Yeah, the type G sag is occurs due to the transformation of double line to ground fault from higher voltage to the lower voltage levels. See, there is a possibility of F fault also. Apart from that, double line to ground fault, I mean G fault is going to occur due to the transformation of the E fault also. Okay. Thus, the sag which occurs at the fault location, that's what I was mentioning this particular point in the just now. The sag which occurs at the fault location may not be the same as that at low terminals. This is a very important point. Okay. The sag which occurs at the fault location may not be the same as that at low terminals. Okay. Yeah. And now these are the faults like the A type of the fault is occurred due to the three-phase fault, whereas B type of a voltage sag is line to ground, C is line to line fault, E type is LLG fault. Whereas this particular D type of the fault, which is occurred due to the line to line ground fault transformation. F fault, which is occurred due to the transformation of E type to F type. Even the G also, it is occurrence of transformation of LLG fault to the transformer. Okay, yeah. We just I'll try to give an example. I mean, you can see from the phasor, from not from the phasor, from the tabulation especially. Before going to that, we'll try to see that how does it looks with the phasor diagram. The different types of the type A, B, and C, and D, E, F, and G. How does these looks with the phasor? Okay. Yeah. These are about the phasor diagram, phasor indication. This is the type A fault. This is actually this is of I'll mark over here. If it is not very visible, it is V bar A, and this is V bar of EF. This is the fault. This is V bar C, and this one is V bar CF. This is V bar BF. This is V bar B. The B is this is A indicates subscript indicates the pre-sag voltages. F is going to reflect the and during the sag voltages. During the sag voltages. This is a phasor diagram. This is about the phasor diagram of the type A sag. The type A sag is the type A sag, and type B sag is line to ground fault. It's a three-phase fault. This is a three-phase fault, and this is a type B fault. This is VA1, VA, VAF, and VBF and VB are same. The VCF and VC are the same in the type B sag. This is a line to ground fault. Okay, and it is not like this particular the case. I mean, when you look into the type B sag, don't think that the fault has been occurred, the single line to ground fault in A phase only. There may be the case where you will be having the phasor of this kind of the fashion also. Maybe only the reduction in particular to the C phase, and there won't be any reduction in the voltage magnitude in the A phase, and then won't be any reduction in the B phase also. Okay, this is about the VCF is equal to VC. This is nothing but the VAF is equal to VA is equal to VA. There we will be having VBF is equal to VB. The fault occurrence of a line to ground fault may be in the C phase or maybe in the V phase also. Don't think that always in this is the waveform which is going to occur with the line to ground fault. Okay. These are all, this is about type C sag. This is about the type C sag. The VAF is a healthy voltage, and these are unhealthy voltages, the VBF and VCF. And this is about the type D sag. Okay, the type D a sag is going to occur. Just now we have seen like the type D die, which is going to occur because of the transformation of line to line fault, line to line fault, and this type C fault, which is going to refer to the LL fault. This is about the LG fault, and this is about the three-phase symmetrical fault, three-phase fault, three-phase fault, three-phase fault, and the type D is the transformation of C through the transformer. This is through the transformer transformation, and this is about the type E, which is of a line-to-line ground fault. Type E fault is line-to-line fault also. line to line ground fault, type E fault. Okay. I mean, whatever the possibility I said, this type D LG fault, the same thing is applicable for the even the LL fault. That is, there may be a chance, there may be a case where the reduction in the VAF and the VBF, or else the VCF and the VAF. Don't think like the voltage reduction will be in the type C, will be always VC, VF and VBF. Okay. Yeah, this is about the LLG fault of the phasor diagram, and the transformation, we get about a type F fault. And then we have one more, this is of LLG fault transformation also, we will be going to get about the type G side. These are the different types of the sacks, different types of the voltage side. But generally, what due to the fault, we will be having the 4 types of sacks, voltage sacks. And if there is any transformation of the line ground fault, transformation from higher voltage to lower voltages, and double line to ground faults also, because of that, we will be having the other 3 types of the faults. Okay. And here you can see the typical transformation. I mean, this is one of the case. Okay. We have the transformer, they have here, they have done a study, a transformation of sacks types to lower voltage level. They took the transformer of YN, neutral is there, YN and small yn. They consider the type A sag which is occurred on the primary side, and once it transformed to the secondary, it is of EM. The type B sag has been considered on the primary side. When it comes to the secondary side, it is of type B fault. I'm not sure about it. It is a YY, maybe it is 1 or 0 also. Please, you need to verify it also. YYN. Okay. And type C side, which is of C only. Type D, with respect to this transformer, you have a type D. If you take about this YD and DYYZ, the type D fault has been transformed to the type C. Even the type E fault over here to this particular transformer, YYN1 transformer, this particular transformer, especially, these are all not going to change the type of the fault. It is almost on the whatever the primary side is there, it is going to reflect in the secondary side. Okay, this is going to change, but not this type A fault is as such is same only whatever the type of the transformer which you take it also. Only some are the faults. This is type B fault is changing, and D is same also. F is also same, G is same. Here E is going to change to the G. Here the B is changed to the C with respect to these transformers. C is changed to D, and D is changed to C. E is changed to F, whereas F is changed to G, and type G is changed to N. These are all the voltage sags has been changed from the primary side to the secondary side based upon the transformer connection, based upon this particular transformer connection also. Okay. Yeah. In the next class, we'll try to see that how about the voltage side magnitude is dependent on the fault location. That's what okay, I was mentioning about the voltage side equation. When you see the voltage side equation, this is V sag or PCC voltage is equal to ZF into L by ZS bar plus ZF into L. Okay, how about this, the fault location? How this voltage sag magnitude influence will be there with respect to the distance of the fault location from the point of common coupling. Okay, and also based upon the transformer, if you have a transformer, how does this voltage sag magnitude is going to influence, and the influence of the cross section of the conductor. And also this voltage sag magnitude is also dependent upon the underground cable or the overhead line also, because obviously the line impedance is going to influence whether we have the underground cable or the overhead line also. In that case also, the voltage sag magnitude has the influence of what kind of the cable is there. Okay, we'll try to see the next coming class. Okay, thank you.